Yeah.
How's your ass?
I don't like that you ask it like that. You mean my disability?
Wait, you can't. All right, you can't call it a disability when it's an injury, not a disability.
It's affecting the way that I live my life. I'm normally a guy that sleeps on his left side, and I can't do it right now.
I believe a disability is lifelong.
I mean, it just happened yesterday. I don't know how long it's going to last.
Yeah.
I don't. I for those that don't know, or that haven't contacted me to send their sympathies, I have a burn. I'm a burn victim. I was stepping out of the shower. There was a hot pipe in my bathroom. It's a small bathroom.
Yeah.
And I don't have the best balance on wet feet. And I fell back into the pool and burned my ass and back. So, yeah, that's what's going on with me. And I feel like you're making a mockery out of my issues.
I'm not, but you have this thing where I can't tell when you're kidding or not, and then you're staring at me seriously now. You're calling it a disability. It's not a disability.
Well, we're sitting the way that we're sitting, so I don't have to lean on my left butt cheek.
That's not true. You're not sitting on your left butt cheek. That's just your own choice.
I'm on my right butt cheek right now. I have to alter it so that I'm not affecting my bandages. Yes, bandages, multiple. That's how long the burn is. Deep the burn is.
Well, I felt weird because when I saw you were fairly eager to show it to me, I think.
I was eager?
I don't want to say eager, but you showed it to me, no problem. And then
I think you were just eager to see it.
It was a weird conversation because I was like, I was trying to help. Here's the people pleaser thing. I was like, how can I help my friend Ray? I got these big bandages at my house. It sounded so weird. When I saw it for the first time, we were at Mighty Oak, and I was like, and you're like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, you have to go to like one of the walk-in places, like City MD, and you didn't want to do that.
No.
And you were like, I need like a salve, a sieve,
a salve. It's called a salve, like some type of a remedy lotion type.
Yeah. And I was like, you need to go to see somebody because they can put something on it like that, I guess. But then thinking that I'm like, oh, I have to help because the people pleaser thing, I was like, I by accident bought like giant bandage band-aids once, like the one like the big, like bandage sized band-aids,
yes.
And I have them here. But then you told me how big it is, and I'm like, it won't cover your.
It was big. I showed you it. Outdoors.
You showed me part of it. Yeah.
That was the tip of the iceberg, my friend.
And you're in bad shape. Like it's affecting how you walk.
It did. Well, the thing that's affecting how I walk, and if anybody, I'm glad that we're getting this out there because if anybody at home listening to this is dealing with something like this and they're afraid to talk about it and they're afraid to come out as a burn victim like myself, I'm glad that they're here and can hear this.
There's people with like real burns like in their life.
Myself?
Like, a fact that like changed their life forever. You'll be fine in like a week.
I won't be able to have back sex. What's it called? What's it called when I'm on my back?
Female missionary?
Did you think it, huh?
Yeah.
That's way too long of a... Oh.
Do you mean when she's on top?
Yes.
Isn't that cowgirl?
Cowgirl, yeah.
You won't be able to have cowgirl sex.
I won't be able to have cowgirl sex.
How much of a fan of cowgirl sex are you?
I love it.
Is it your favorite?
No. One of them, though. It's top 10.
Do you...
I lied. I say it like I do more than 3.
Easy Kama Sutra. Easy eat, pray, love.
My favorite is me with my legs behind my head.
My favorite is the walking dog, not doggy style. The walking dog. It's more dignified.
I like the wheelbarrow. No. Belly's too big, penis too small to do anything more than mish, female mish, and dog mish.
Well, I'll tell you, on the podcast, we talk about we want to be more assertive. That's the whole idea of Brand New Jerks. And we're not. We're people pleasers, and it's constantly happening. But one of the issues that you had recently was like, how do you have the talk when you're dating somebody like, hey, we're full-fledged boyfriend, girlfriend, because it sounds so elementary school to go, are you my girlfriend?
It sounds elementary school, but see, on the flip side of that, I also don't like when people say my partner. That bothers me.
I'm so old school. I immediately think gay. You're gay.
Yeah.
And I know it's not that anymore. And I've also had to hold my tongue because I'm thinking that's what it is. And I've been in company with people thinking like, but doesn't that mean like a gay couple? Isn't that a gay couple?
It is.
But it's not anymore. That's the thing. That's changed. And that got away from me a little bit. And I have respect for it. Call it whatever you want.
Call it whatever you want, but sometimes partner, I'm like, do you work at a law firm?
But
I'm going to start calling you my partner. We're doing the podcast together. I'm going to say my
we are
partner,
podcast
Sean.
partners. They say that.
I'm not going to say podcast. I'm just
I think that's why I don't like it. It's not because it means something. It's like not political. It's more I don't like it because I'm like it's too cold for somebody that intimate to your life.
There's no intimacy in partner.
Not at all.
Because I remember people used to describe like a husband and wife that are married, but like the love is kind of gone, and they'll say they're good partners though.
Right.
They're good for each other.
Yeah.
It's like that's who wants that?
I think it, and also the thing about like okay, so husband and wife, I think was the whole idea that wife got to. It meant something like derogatory or something because I'm like,
well, it was seen as a job for a while, like a career. Like,
what wife?
Like a wife, yeah, like.
Right.
Like there were certain like gender rules that I think were associated with that.
Right. Okay. But I think that's I'd say 99% of civilization is out of that mindset with that. Like nobody's expecting like my wife doesn't work, like that kind of stuff.
You know what I like is my old lady.
My old lady.
My old lady.
Real biker talk. My old lady.
Oh, that is biker
Sons
talk.
of Anarchy type situation.
That's also like a guy at the bar talk.
100%.
Yeah.
Which 6 times out of 10 might be a biker that you're running into.
That's true.
Or a biker affiliate. But what I'm trying
do you know a lot of
biker
bikers,
adjacent?
dude?
I think we should talk about that. We hop around a lot, but I think we should talk about blank adjacent. And that there's a certain amount of confidence that comes with that if we're staying on topic for the show.
Oh, wow.
Mafia adjacent. Biker adjacent.
Mafia adjacent. You just
Hollywood
mean Italian.
adjacent. What?
You just mean Italian.
Yeah.
Mafia adjacent.
But you know what I mean? Like, or the people who hang like Leonardo DiCaprio had like a crew of his friends. They're Hollywood adjacent. They're famous adjacent. Famous by
Those people got some confidence that they shouldn't have. That's the best.
That is a form of delusion that nobody knows.
Biker adjacent. Is that's not like an old lady though. That's not somebody that's banging a biker. Do you mean just a dude that's friends with bikers?
I think you have two versions. I think you have dudes, like the bartender at the biker's bar might not be a biker, but he's like biker adjacent, and he's like in it. And I think I've seen videos online. I saw one of these bikers, and they ran into these guys that like these rich guys that had motorcycles, and they had all the biker cuts on. Like the jackets, and they were kind of like the biker. They weren't being outright like dicks to these guys, but they were saying like very cryptic stuff. Like the guy's like, "Oh, you ride all night, huh?" And they're like, and the main biker was like, "Why don't you come along and see what happens?" And like the guy was like, "All right, man, we're gonna stay here, but thanks, man." And he's like, "You got it." And he takes off, and they're like, "We almost died. We would have died."
To like the rich guy.
To the rich guy.
And that's so funny because they're probably like, "Hey, do you ride all night, brother?" And they're like, "Well, yes, unless I have an early meeting in the morning. We got to get these deals done."
But that's pretty much those guys left, and the rich guys were like, "We would have gotten murdered. They would have buried us in the desert." It was like that kind of vibe.
Well, my dad used to be a bartender at a pagan bar. My dad was a bartender for a while, and my dad's not a tough guy. So he would say, like, my dad was just a partier. So he would be at the bar, and he said he would wake up at the bar all, like, from drinking and, like taking a bunch of Quaaludes. And he said one time a biker woke him up, and he looks up, and he sees 2 of the bikers are behind the bar hitting a guy with a Louisville Slugger wooden baseball bat, and they were like, "Hey, Paul, you got to go." And he was like, "Yeah, man, I'm out of here." You don't got to tell. I see somebody getting hit with a bat, I'm gone, dude. What do you mean?
Your dad's the guy from the movie that just like, "Hey, I don't want any trouble." Like that. Because that's what the bartender always is. It's like, "Hey, I'm just here. I'm just working. I have no dog in this fight."
Yeah, well, he said he would have to go bail them out of jail because he became friends with them.
Right.
But he wasn't like, you know, he didn't think he could kick anybody's ass because he was a biker. My dad's not a tough guy.
But was that the only time he saw anything? Was that the craziest thing he saw? They were just beating the shit out of this guy with a bat?
That he's told me, yeah. But they did do some like he said there was this one guy he had to bail out of jail on a almost weekly basis. A guy, he said his name was Red, and he would hand my dad his teeth and his bandana and say, "Hey Paul, can you hold this?" And make or my dad wouldn't bail him out of jail. My dad would have to call his wife. He said, "Will you hold this and call Janice?" And he would just fight. They would fight all the time.
Like just constantly.
Yeah, just.
Did you say back up? You said hold my teeth.
If he was fighting a lot, yeah, he lost his teeth, so they were fake teeth.
So
that's how much of a bitch my dad is. Yes, I'll hold your teeth, sir. Give me your teeth, please.
Dude, that's another level of confidence. Hold my teeth, guy?
More than hold my beer. Yeah. That's a real badass says hold my teeth.
A real badass says hold my fake teeth. Hold my fake teeth. I'm going to kick this guy's ass. That's insane.
Yeah, that hold my teeth confidence might be the top confidence we've talked about in 3 or 4 episodes of this.
I think you could be. What was the top one before? Would you say we were talking about mafia guys, and they're all psychopath like killers. So like mafia guy confidence because they just have no, not even self-awareness, just no, like they're just crazy.
No real guilt factor.
No real guilt factor, right? But if you're a mafia guy and you're fighting a biker, who'd win? A group of mafia guys or a group of... Oh, that's just like Bronx.
We already know who wins from the documentary about Chaz Palminteri's life, A Bronx Tale. If I had to guess, Sean, what would happen is they'd probably be trying to mess around at a bar, and then a slick mafioso would come in, try to be nice at first, and lock the door, and now you can't leave.
Yeah. But I gotta be honest. What would have been a great line in Bronx Tale? Hold my teeth. Why don't you? He goes, why don't you watch the bikes? In Bronx Tale, he goes, go watch the bikes. One of them goes, go watch the bikes. If one of them said, hold my teeth, Chaz Palminteri would have been, bar's yours, fellas.
You think that would have changed the game?
He would have grabbed the bartender with the toupee and been like, let's go, Fred. We're out of here. And they went and got some pasta next door in that back room.
Hey, Frank, we're going to go next door and wait it out until these guys are...
Yeah, we're going to go listen to some Frank Sinatra, Frank.
Oh, keep your teeth in, brother. Keep your teeth in. I'm going to go outside and...
Yeah. I don't want to inconvenience you to take out your teeth. You're right. That trumps anything I've ever heard ever. I've never heard anything more badass than hold my teeth.
Hold my teeth.
Hold my teeth.
That's the guy would hand him his teeth.
Hold my teeth.
And then there's the other side of it, my dad, who is holding another man's teeth.
Right. But I gotta be honest, I think there's 2 men in this world. Men who say, hold my teeth, and men who hold the teeth. I gotta be honest, man. I have no qualms in saying, I'll hold the guy's teeth. I'm not the hold my teeth guy. Not that I'm saying that, I guess it's saying you're a pussy, but like, I'm holding the biker's teeth if he's like, hold my teeth.
Because my dad's other option was like, ooh, icky. No, I don't want to hold your teeth. No.
That'd be great if he was like, ew, and just dropped them and they broke anyway, and your dad got murdered by the biker.
Hold on, let me go get a napkin. Let me get some gloves. I'll hold your teeth.
But also one of my favorite parts about it is that it didn't even phase your dad. Like, your dad didn't even mention that as part of the story.
I bet like holding another man's teeth.
It's like saying, hey, hold my keys while I go do this thing. Like, yeah. Wow.
Or like hold my beer. I'm going to go kick this guy's ass.
Even, all right, I think we're spending a lot of time on this, but it deserves it because this is remarkable. Even if I knew the biker, I would think I would still be thrown off by hold my teeth. Like, I'm like, hey, these guys fight all the time. These guys are badasses. They get in trouble. I'm kind of scared of these guys, but I'm friends with them. It's a weird relationship. The minute he said, hold my teeth, I'd be like, I'm sorry, what? I would be like, I'm sorry. Come again?
Oh, you're on a whole nother level of badass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I would be like, I quit. I'm moving. I'd probably move. Hey, sorry, Bill. Can't hold your teeth. I'm moving now.
You'd see if Chili's was hiring bartenders. I go to Chili's. Nobody's asking me to hold their teeth.
I turn on my cell phone and go, Applebee's?
Yeah.
What's going on over there?
Nobody's asking you to hold their teeth at an Applebee's unless it's for an early bird special.
That's a different hold my teeth.
Yeah.
That's a way less intimidating hold my teeth.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
That's a hold my teeth so I could eat this ice cream. That's a hold my teeth so I don't have to buy new ones from punching another man and having him punch
That's
me.
a hold my early bird dinner teeth. Oh my God, that's hilarious.
We were talking about bar fights. I had a buddy like this is how wild my friends are. Growing up, and I don't have this trait because I don't really care to fight anymore, except that's what I was trying to do.
I mentioned
more.
every fight I had was a drunk fight.
Yes, but my buddy, we've done this to him a couple times. Great friend of mine, and we're sitting there, and we're just at the bar, and somebody randomly goes to him like, "Hey, Frank." His name actually is Frank. He's like, "Hey, Frank, yo, that dude over there is just flexing on you for some reason. He's embarrassing you here." And it's literally just a preppy dude completely across the bar, didn't even see us, and he's like dancing with his girlfriend and just like living his life.
You're just about to destroy this guy's life.
We almost did, and my buddy Frankie's like, nah, okay. He's like, I see what you guys are doing. Yeah, I'm not gonna make a big deal about it. So like as we start drinking, people keep saying stuff like, see how that dude just looked at him? See how that dude just looked at Frank? Finally, Frank's like, all right, I'm going to go fucking fight him. I'm going to get up and go fight him. I got to. And we're like, no. Like because we got what we wanted to finally get him. And he's like, what? No, I'm going to go fight him. I'm going to have to fight him. And that's what it's going to be. And we're like, no, that guy never even looked at you. He doesn't even know you're here.
He's the no research guy. Like he did no due diligence of his own to find out if this guy actually wanted to fight him.
Yeah, the no research guy. That's a confident.
That's a confident guy, but it doesn't beat hold my teeth guy.
No,
hold my teeth guy will murder no research guy.
No research guy, yeah.
And then so he did.
Well,
go
no
over.
research guy is usually who would have trouble with a pagan.
Right,
Yeah.
because you're stuck. Yeah,
bearded pussy giving me lip.
This fucking hillbilly Jim.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude, that's hilarious. But we used to have, and he's actually he's not like a Guido guy. This guy John Rea from my high school, he always it was like more of a prank thing, where it would work when we were like in grammar school or like high school. There'd be like everybody hanging out. There'd be one kid on one side, and they're not really paying attention. Everybody's like kind of just chilling out. I don't even know, maybe after school, whatever it was. And he would go up to the one kid and like, dude, like put like where you put your hand up to your ear, like he's saying something to you, and you go, what's that? What? And the kid wasn't saying anything. The kid just like backing away, like what? But the other kid's not paying attention. And you go up to a kid not paying attention. He goes, oh, you know what this kid said about your mom? Oh, you hear what he said about your mom? And it would work almost 95% of the time. And another kid would go, what? What do you say about mom? And then you go back up to him and do the thing with the hand and go, oh, shit. And the two kids would get into a fight.
Are you serious?
I swear to God.
It would work to get into a physical fight.
A physical fight. Like in high school. It was a high school kid. But he was so funny because he just relished in that it worked. He thought it was the funniest thing.
It is the funniest thing.
It's very funny. Oh, you know what this kid said about your mom?
Well, you know what's tough about that is like, have you ever had this happen in public where a guy at a bar or something gives you the like, yo, what did you just say to me? And you're kind of like, oh, I didn't say anything to him, but the energy he's giving me, I'll feel like soft if I go, oh, I didn't say anything. No, I didn't say anything. So you want to be like, hey, why don't you just get the hell out of here?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yes.
Like you want to like match the energy. You
yeah.
don't want to, like you don't want to like back down. But like, man, the did you just say something to me, guy? That's
one of the drunk fights I had. If I'm challenged and I'm drunk, I'm the guy who'll give it back. I'll never start it. I don't usually start. I wouldn't start anything. The one time I kind of started was I was at a place called Max Fish. It was like a hipster bar from like the early 2000s. We used to go there all the time. And I was there once when I was probably 21, dude, or something like that, whatever. And we're there, and I'm like loaded, and I'm like, I have to use the bathroom. And the area in between the pool table and the wall to get to the bathroom was like kind of tight, and there was a ton of people in the bar. And I passed by this dude, and I kind of had to be like, oh, excuse me. And I think I even said, excuse me.
Yeah.
And the kid, as I'm shuffling through, the kid stops me in mid-shuffle and goes, listen, when you come back, you go on that side. And then I'm like, I just kind of laughed because I was loaded, and that's the most confident showing. Now, you're not holding my teeth confident, but you're going to get confident showing when I'm drunk. Obviously. Beer muscles, Irish, what do they call it? Irish muscles, whatever they call it. And I go, all right. And I go to the bathroom. I'm getting increasingly furious in the bathroom.
You're firing yourself up.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
And I'm like young and dumb and full of gum. I was chewing a lot of gum at that point. And
no cum left in him, but the guy was chewing a lot of
no,
gum.
I was sterile, but I had no. When I go back by the pool table, I full on just slam this guy, full on just bang into this dude as he's trying to take a shot, like full on, like as aggressive as you can be, like but like not really, not hitting him. But
were you bigger then?
I wasn't scared of this guy. Like he not bigger, but not smaller. Like it was about my size. So I went, bah, and banged him a couple times. Excuse me, like drunk, being or sarcastic, whatever it was. And then he full on got my face. We got in each other's faces, and then his friends broke it up. My friends broke it up. We went back to our corners, and then we were so drunk that later that night, just by happenstance, I ended up behind him going out the door. Everybody's like shuffling. That's how packed it was. Everybody's shuffling out the door. I get outside. I'm like looking down. I don't even know it's him. I look up. It's him. I go, you. And I just punch him right.
Really?
Oh, sure. I'm drunk. And then he starts fighting me. And then we start fighting. And my friends get involved. And I'm trying to tell them, no, don't get involved. Because I don't like. I never like that. Even drunk, I'm like do not. Brawl? Yeah. Well, or them jumping him.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's not fair. And then at one point while we're scuffling, I punch him. I'm still affected to this day. I punch him on top of the head, which is the hardest place in the human body.
Sure.
And it like explodes my hand. Like I broke something. And then my one friend tells him, run away because we're all going to kick your ass, whatever. And he just runs away and he takes off. But I hated that my friends got involved because I'm like, I could have fought. I wasn't scared of this guy.
You could have taken him.
Most guys, I probably would have backed down if he was much bigger than me. I'm not dumb. Even drunk, I'd sober up, and be like,
oh, that dude's huge.
Yeah, but that was me starting it. But he did start it originally.
Well, I remember I was at a party that my brother invited me to, and I was getting into it with this dude that was like my size, like maybe getting ready to fight. And then like my friend Mitch is with me. He's right next to me. And then this dude's friend pops out, and it is just this like muscle-bound freak. And he pushes Mitch, and Mitch is like gives me that look like, you fucking kidding me, man? This is the fight that I draw, being associated with you, being your buddy.
The unfair tag team partner.
Yeah, it was like a bunch of like average local wrestlers, and then The Undertaker just came in as that guy, fucking Brock Lesnar.
A bunch of day jobbers, and then
Yes,
John Cena comes in.
He was huge. This dude was huge, and he was like steroid angry. And we ended up, the fight didn't happen. It got like all broken up, and we leave. I was really young, and we're walking back to a friend's place, and Mitch is just like, man, I don't know what was going to happen. Like, that guy was just enormous. I would have got him killed.
You would have got you probably just ran. Like, what do you do at that point? Like, I'm at the point now. I've said this. I think on one of the episodes we did. I said, I'm not fighting anybody at this point. Like, I'm even at this point now. I know to back down because I'm like, I'm an old man. Like, I'm gonna have a heart attack.
You're retired.
I'm retired from. I'm retired from this terrible fight career.
You're right in the sense that booze is probably the only thing that could get me to fight.
So much.
Unless somebody like kidnaps my daughter.
If it was a taken situation, you'd fight?
Taken situation, I'm gonna fight.
Like, but your speech would be, listen, I have a couple of skills, and hopefully you do something that involves those skills.
I got a pretty tight 20-minute set. I got a couple skills I could feature for you on the road if you give me my daughter back.
If my daughter is being held in the same town I'm featuring, I can rescue her. Are you happen to be in Cincinnati, Ohio?
Can you lend me a couple bucks for a lift over there?
You'd have to ask them for taxi money to get. That'd be the worst.
If I get over there and I kick your ass, can I at least win money to get the lift back?
Kill your daughter by the end of the phone call. Like, I have a particular set of skills. I'm really good at Jenga. I'm really good at Jenga. So if she's in some sort of Jenga trap, I'll probably be able to get her out.
Yeah, you're in trouble if she's in a Jenga trap. I'm
Like that's like one of those questions where, and it also is like a level, Liam Neeson in Taken confidence. That's a good one.
I think I could kick Liam Neeson's ass. I see that movie.
Well, I think you could too because he's a movie star.
He's an old man.
He's in his 60s. I think, but I think that just having him. Don't you think the influence of him being in Taken and talking that way to you will make you get scared?
No. What would make me get scared, though, is I just had this memory come to me. Do you remember when he got in trouble for when he was walking around his neighborhood trying to find black people to fight? Do you remember that?
Wait a minute. Is that what he was doing?
Well, he was.
No, didn't
he said like that's what he got into trouble for because he said he was looking to fight a black bastard. That's a crazy person.
What do you think happens?
If you're just
Maybe we should just quit show business. If that's what happens now, like it almost was better back in the day when nobody knew what these people thought about anything.
Yeah.
They were just like, hey, you're on the big screen and that's it. Like, hey, silver screen. Blah, blah, blah. Like old timey, like, oh, you're a dreamboat. This handsome devil is acting in this thing. Now you know every dark thing about every celebrity there is that you're like, oh my God. Like, especially when they're being like, either way, when they're just being ridiculous people. I think you're getting a phone call? You didn't?
No. You mean ridiculous people, you mean back like when like Desi Arnaz was able to just go home, do heroin, and cheat on Lucy or whatever he did, and nobody knew about it.
Exactly. Not that I'm saying it was good. It wasn't good, but also it should be a fan. It should be a fan thing anyway. It shouldn't be that you're like because celebrity got so much. It became different over time. Like people were like living their lives by these people. Like
I think there's too many famous people now.
There also you can make the argument there is no more famous people. I think the actual last person that's truly famous was Amy Schumer on our business. I think it was I think this is the way you gauge it. If your mom knows who they are, they're famous.
Okay.
You know, that's how I think. Like if my mom would know who Amy Schumer is, or even without me doing comedy, she would know. I think besides that, name anybody else like that is doing well that we know is like, oh, they're doing great. Like Nate Bargatze, right? Amazing comic, killing it, famous, but now famous.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
But I just feel like it's easier to get some level of fame now than ever.
It's some level. I hate to use this cliche thing, but it's the Andy Warhol thing. It's everybody's gonna be famous for 15 minutes in the future. I never really thought much of that quote. I always thought it was just kind of like a.
Did he say that?
Yes.
He's a fellow Pittsburgh.
In the future, is he?
Yeah, he's from Pittsburgh.
I love Pittsburgh people. That's the first thing they'll mention.
There's 15 famous people from Pittsburgh, and we know them all. We're
but
taught
you
them at
mention
birth.
them a lot. Like, and I'll be with you. You'll be like Pittsburgh.
Some of them I'm lying
Pittsburgh.
about.
Is that true?
I don't know.
Well, anybody's name that comes up. Oh, Pittsburgh guy.
He's from Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh guy.
Sometimes I'll say, he's been to Pittsburgh.
I can't argue that because I'm from Long Island, and anytime, but I won't bring it up. People just know, like Baldwin's are Long Island, Seinfeld's Long
Bill
Island.
Joel. Bill. What? Why are you laughing at that?
It's you know.
Bill
know
Joel.
It's
I love
you
Bill
know,
Joel.
You know he's such a dick.
What?
You know it's Billy Joel. This is what I'm saying.
Oh, that's funny. People that
Don't know.
fans will call him Billy Joel. Oh, because that's what you see on your album cover. If I'm hanging with him, I'm gonna be like, "What's up, Bill?"
How often do you hang with Bill Joel?
Probably I was going to this weekend, but I had a thing.
You have a thing. Yeah, you gotta rescue your kidnapped daughter, right?
I do.
Bill Joel, I think he'd be a fun hang.
See, look at you. You're on the.
Hey, I'm in the circle now.
Yeah.
Bill
Joel would be a really fun hang.
Guy's a boozer.
That dude is probably not a people pleaser.
Also,
Or
like
doesn't care to be.
piano man confidence.
Oh, dude.
Forget about guy walks into the bar and can play the piano, no problem, and sing a couple songs. Oh my god! And maybe not now. I don't know about now, but like 1985, Billy Joel peak. If you're just some random guy who's like a Billy Joel ripoff, oh my god!
Who was his big girl that he was with? The hot girl.
Christy Brinkley.
Christy Brinkley.
Who
yes.
was like you talk about like iconic stuff now, and you know. Like you said, like how many Instagram models are there? Like you're seeing 400 people that are like, but back then Christy Brinkley was like just jaw-droppingly. Everybody was like just.
Well, that's why I have a tough time with that question. Somebody asked me the other day, like, they were like, "Who's your celebrity crush?" And it's like, I mean, there's a fucking just. I don't even know her name. I just saw her boobs hanging out on Instagram yesterday.
And also, my celebrity crush is always. Like, it's not like, oh my God, she's just really hot. It's like mine, still to this day, and it's left over from a while ago. One of my celebrity crushes, and I've
Can
seen
I guess?
her. Yeah, who?
Christina Ricci.
No, but I saw her recently on something, and she looks great.
Okay.
Maura Tierney. Do you know who Maura Tierney is? She's the wife in Liar Liar. You ever see Liar Liar with Jim Carrey? She was on ER for a while. It's her voice. I think she'd be. I would like. It's like somebody you wanna.
You kind of feel bad for her in Liar Liar. You're like, oh, she's trying so fucking hard in this. Oh, she's a
I think
babe,
she's so sexy. She's so sexy, but it's not somebody like. There's a million Instagram people that once a week I'll go and check their account. I'll go out of my way to check their account because they're so hot. But
she got a Julie Bowen vibe.
yes, she does. That's what I mean. It's like that relatable hotness.
I'm a big Julie Bowen guy.
Are you? Is
I
that
think
your
she's
celebrity crush?
She's one of them, probably.
She is in some iconic stuff. Modern Family, she's amazing in.
Yes.
She knows exactly what it is. She's in Lost. I'm a huge Lost fan. You don't know that about me.
No.
Our friendship is budding over time.
Budding. I'll
We've
learn
really
about
become good friends. You know
We've
that?
become pals.
Yeah. We are buddies.
I would say buds I was going to say buds, if you will.
Buds, if you will.
Partners. We've become partners. Well, Julie Bowen just led
Friend
me
partners.
to something that I wanted to ask you and talk about on this podcast is we're not jerks. We're trying to be jerks. But did we fill up the...
I thought I wasn't recording.
Oh, were we?
Yes.
Oh.
If the thing's going, it's recording.
I don't fucking
Right?
know.
Yeah,
I'm just
it's-
having fun.
Yeah.
You know, we're
Sorry.
having the conversation.
I got paranoid for a second.
We got another 3.5 hours left. No, but Julie Bowen brings me to the thing that I wanted to ask you is there's a lot of good jerks in movies that are probably not the jerk level that we want to get to. We just want to be casual jerks so that we can, put off a level of confidence.
We want a level of assertiveness in our lives.
Assertiveness, that's a better word than
Yes.
a jerk.
But what that comes out of is like, hey, if you course correct, like you shoot for jerk and you get assertive.
Willing to shoot for the moon, and if you don't, stars come out of you. And the old saying, as it goes, as it was. Who do you think is a
Pittsburgh say.
Edison, old Pittsburgh saying, the shoot stars out your butt, and your mom doesn't care if you were famous or not. She still loves you. Who's a bigger jerk? Do you think it is Shooter McGavin from Happy Gilmore?
Oh, because she's in that. You're right.
Or Buzz from Home Alone?
I'll tell you why. I have an answer for this. And you asked me before we started, and I thought about it. Shooter McGavin.
You think he's a bigger jerk?
I'll tell you why. He's an adult. There you go. You should know better by then.
I think Buzz is a piece of shit.
He's also an elitist. Buzz. Do you mean Buzz in real life? Because that character actor, he just recently got arrested for like hitting his girlfriend.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Well, I think now
So
we know.
he might win that.
Yeah, I don't think Christopher McDonald.
He also plays like a hardcore pedophile in an episode of SVU.
Really?
Yes, like
He
a
was-
really creepy pedophile.
He was
Which,
also.
I don't know if that's. Is that when is there not a creepy pedophile?
Yeah, he was actually a pretty laid back, down to earth pedophile. You would have never known that he liked his boys a little younger than most.
Really
Yeah.
relatable pedophile?
Yeah.
No.
You know Frank. We keep saying Frank.
Every name is Frank.
Yeah.
My go-to name is Bill. Bill every
Bill?
time. Well, not Bill Joel, just Bill and Jim. Why you say Buzz is worse for real?
I think Buzz is worse.
Now,
Because he's being a dick to family. Shooter's probably super nice to his brother, Gunner McGavin, or whatever his name probably is.
See, I find it. I think you can get away with that because at the end, Shooter McGavin. Also, this way, Shooter McGavin never has a redeemable moment. He's an asshole till the end.
Does Buzz?
Yeah, at the end, he's like, "You're not so much. Maybe you're not as much of a jerkwad as I thought you." Or whatever he says to him at the end.
Yeah, show a little more warmth. You're fucking 2 kids living in a
Now,
$75 million home in Chicago. Like, what hardships did you go through that you need to be tough on your brother for him to survive?
It's interesting you say that because I only had sisters. You have one brother, right?
Yeah.
How did you guys treat each other? You never gave each other shit?
He's 5 years older than me. Well, actually, I think Buzz was probably 5 years older than Kev. They seemed like there was a big
Yeah,
age
there
gap.
was a big age gap.
Well, my brother kicked my ass and like picked on me, but he was always like nice to me at the end of the day. He always, redeemed himself.
Well, I think that's what they're trying to show at the end of Home Alone. They're like, "Oh, he's not as hard." He softens up.
I don't think he was
No,
nice
he
enough.
is. But Shooter McGavin is like literally trying to like destroy an old lady's life in Happy Gilmore and going after a senior citizen. So what is worse? Your brother being a little bit of a dick to you on this trip after the trip, and then he makes up with you, or
Well, Buzz was a pedophile.
well, you can't bring in other acting jobs into.
That's my character, guy that doesn't know that it's not all a shared universe in every movie and show.
Every movie's a shit. You ever hear that? I'm gonna look it up before I talk about this, but they connected like TV shows to like the Tarantino universe, where something about like Saint Elsewhere from back in the day like fits into like one of the Tarantino, something wacky where it includes a million different characters into one universe. It's like it's like almost absurd, but it's a cool idea.
Does it make sense?
No, it's some really, really, really weak loophole of why that's the case. I forget why. It's like I think there's one. What do they say? That all the Tarantino movies are in the same universe because of Red Apple cigarettes. That's what they say.
Yeah.
Right. So, but it's something like that where it's one little detail is why. Like a lot of shows and a couple of whatever I forget, but I have to look it up.
Well, I think you win with that take. I think I agree with you. I thought that was going to be more of a close, jerk off.
Yeah. Maybe that's the name of the section. Jerk off.
The jerk off. Oh, that's good. Look at that. It's called writing on the fly, folks. For those of you at home, the jerk off. You nailed it with Shooter being an adult. Buzz is just being mean to a kid, his little brother, and I'm sure they'll fucking, be mechanics together or something that brothers do.
Right. Like it's
20 years.
They're still brothers at the end of the day.
At the end of the day.
And yeah, that's why being jerks to family makes more sense than being jerks to this guy who's trying to save his grandmother's home. But just because he's not an elitist and a wasp and a golf wasp like you are, and you think he's ruining your magical.
Are you talking to me like I'm Shooter McGavin? Why are you yelling at me?
I'm talking to you as like your shooter.
Yeah, don't. What? That movie really affected you, dude. I just thought it was Adam Sandler goofing around.
I'm
being
just trying to get into the spirit
former
of the
hockey
argument.
Player,
Yeah.
and you're like, you're a piece of shit, Shooter McGavin. You're a scumbag loser.
I'll tell you. But I want to say this, and then we'll go. We had my friend Ray Zawodni.
That's it.
That's the name. You had a jerk moment with me when we were walking in beautiful Queens, New York.
Beautiful Astoria, Queens.
Astoria, Queens, New York, and we're walking back from. It was a couple days ago. Yesterday? Well, no, 2 days ago. And out of nowhere, what happened to me? I had an unfortunate instance happen to me where a bird took a shit on my jacket. And some people say it's good luck. I told Ray immediately it's good luck, and he goes, "No, it's not."
No, it's not.
Well, you don't tell somebody while the shit's on somebody's jacket. You don't tell them, "No, it's not good luck." Obviously, those things are put into place so that people feel better while they're trying to get it cleaned.
And we're not 100% sure it was bird shit.
You thought it was bird semen, like you were thinking the bird was
Yeah,
was getting excited by the trees and whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, the jerk moment. It wasn't even that. The jerk moment, but had me going was. That we went, I have to stop by George's Deli and get a napkin and wipe this off and get whatever. And we walk in, and I go, "Can I get a napkin and hot water?" And you go, "What do you need it for?" in front of a deli full of people. What's going on? What do you need it for? And I'm like, which I think is hilarious, but still a jerk one.
But you didn't tell him. Did you tell him?
I did tell him.
Oh, you did?
I go, I know them there at George's. I go there every day to get a coffee.
George's, yeah, very Cheers-like for you.
It is. They walk in and they go, Gringo, Cracker,
Whitey. That's a confidence booster when you go where everybody knows your name.
Yeah.
Like
I have one of those. At this point, I have one of those. Patty's is like that for me now. I know all the bartenders. But yeah, it is 100%. You looked at your watch. We got to wrap it up pretty soon.
Yeah, we got some time
We got
to
a
get
couple
to
times.
you bragging about how everybody knows you at Patty's.
Well, you know what it is. The key to bartenders liking you is be too old to have birthday parties, but pack your birthday party every year. Have sad packed birthday parties at a bar.
Yeah, we went there to this past weekend, so who knows when this is going to come out, but you did the Tonight Show, which
I did.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
It was great, and we went there, and a bunch of comedians came out and got rip-roaring, shit-faced drunk. And
It was the kind of everybody got so drunk that you had to tell me the next day that everybody was worried about how they acted. I was so drunk, I didn't even realize how drunk everybody else got. Like there was no self-awareness going on.
Well, there's that, and we might talk about this in more detail on a later episode, but that is another, like that is my nightmare as a people pleaser that I experience all too often, is the getting blacked out drunk and waking up the next day and thinking, whose feelings did I hurt? Who do I have to apologize to?
Yes.
Who hates me? Who hates my guts?
Oh, I apologized to a comic, Micah Fox, recently, because on one of the other times that I got drunk. Sorry, I didn't cut you off.
No.
But I had a moment where I was mad because there was an instance where I came in, and the comic in front of me, the guy who thought was the bouncer at Gutter Bar, I thought he was trying to flag one of us down to ask for our Vax card, but it wasn't him. He wasn't the bouncer. And I went up and I'm like, I'm loaded already. And I go,
Yeah.
We just went to a concert. We went to Holsteady. And I go, oh, sorry, man. You want the you want the Vax card? And he goes, no. He goes, fuck you. And he gets like in my face. And I didn't do anything because I was like so drunk that I'm like, this guy could blow on me and knock me over. But also, like I said, I'm an old man. I'm not fighting anybody at this point. Anyway, I was reeling from it. I was furious.
Yeah.
I'm like, I backed down. You got your head's reeling because you're like, and then I'm like, but I should go apologize. I go back to apologize. He gives me more shit. So I'm even more mad. So I get to a section of the bar and I see Micah Fox, who I'm friends with. And she goes, Sean, how are you? And she's like, going to give me a hug. But I don't want to touch anybody. I don't want anything. And I'm already drunk. And I go, okay, all right, thank you. And I'm like being rude. And all I thought of the next morning was, oh my God, it wasn't about her at all.
Yeah.
But I wonder if she thought I was trying to be an asshole to her. So next time I saw her, I was like, listen, I have to explain this story. She goes, Sean, we were all hanging out. I had no clue that was the case. And I'm like, see?
Right,
And that brings us back to Brand New Jerks. I had no idea. But I think I was still glad that I said something because I'm like, just in case.
To get it off your chest.
Yeah, that's
Or to
different
at least put it
from-
in the air instead of any time you go around her, which I have this with people. I'm like, are they thinking about that moment
Yes.
that I don't remember? Like,
Yeah.
dude, one of the first times me and you ever really got loaded together was at Joe DeRosa's birthday party.
Yeah.
And
Joe, I went to give Joe a pound. Like I went to grab his hand, and we both just fell into each other, and literally fell on the ground.
Well, I was walking around there wearing your jacket the entire night. Because you said, I think this will look good on you. And then I'm just wearing it the rest of the night. But I got so fucking drunk, I don't remember anything.
Yeah.
So I make sure to, I message you the next morning. I'm like, hey, man. This is before I even had your number. I messaged you on Instagram. I was like, dude, I'm so sorry. I was like, I think you got a lift I was in last night. I'll throw you some money, man. I'm sorry. And you were like, nah, you were good, except when you were trying to piss off the bridge. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And then
Well, because we took a lift together, and I had to get you across the street because I was like, this guy's gonna get hit by a car because it was like where the BQE is above, like the overhead, and And then I was like, I'm going to tell him that he pissed off the overhead onto cars on the BQE.
But that is a me move. That's why I was like, fucking probably.
Did you believe that you did it?
100%. 100%. Before you told me that it was a gag, I think I yelled to my roommate. I was like, I pissed off a bridge, Brandon. I did it again. And then you're like, I'm just fucking with you,
And then now look at this. Now we have a podcast together. See what it'll get you? Piss off a bridge, get a podcast with Sean Donnelly. It's so exciting.
This is exciting. This is the next big thing. That's what everybody's been saying.
Everybody's talking.
BNJ.
At BNJ. Yeah. Brand New Jerks.
Well,
Should we end it how we end it?
There's only one way to end a podcast, and it's...
We're gonna look into the thing.